stayed in my bedroom. I just don't have time to clean it up before filming because this is like the big tests for college is happening now, and I should be studying for that, but instead I'm making this video, so let's do a Q&A, because that doesn't take a lot of time to do. What was the worst way a girl has rejected you? And what was the worst way you rejected a girl? Definitely the worst way that a girl has rejected me is when I genuinely believed her for months that she did not have a phone. Even when one of my friends pointed out, like, she had been posting on Instagram, I was like, I don't know how she did that, because she doesn't have a phone. She told me that. Feel free to laugh at me. And without a doubt, the worst way that I have rejected a girl is sitting her down, and what I should have explained to her was that I'm just not personally attracted to you. What I said was, you're not attractive to me. There is a world of a difference! How many times in your life do you remember having an accident, pee or poo, in your pants? Oh my gosh. I cannot believe I'm about to make this public, but I'm gonna combine your question with Thomas Dunn's question. As there was one time I was with my family in Chipotle when I was visiting there in North Carolina and decided to trust a fart. Yes, I did. With my family. Because I had to get in the car with them to drive home to change. That was the worst moment of my life. Right there. That's it. That's the worst. That's rock bottom. Speaking of family, did living together with your dad for 3 years bond you together in any way? Absolutely. And I'm so thankful that it did. Because I was so blessed to have an incredible father figure growing up. Why am I saying it past tense? He's still my dad. And I really want to be more like him every day. And I definitely find myself copying his mannerisms accidentally. Anytime I'm faced with a difficult decision, I ask myself, what would my dad do? And that's usually the right answer. So, thank you, Dad. I love you. If you were a spice, e.g. salt, cinnamon, oregano, what spice would you be? I'd love to be mint, you know, fresh and clean and leaves your mouth feeling good. I did not think about that before I said it. Now let's switch over to YouTube, where Yovita won. I didn't even know it was a competition, but she won it. What is one of your favorite memories with your siblings? Honestly, within recent memory, it would be kayaking together on the lake. That's just such a unique and fun experience and such a good day and just, Oh! Oh, okay. Harsh, but deserved. Just like that! I totally missed. What's the craziest thing you've ever done for love? Probably flying halfway across the planet to meet a stranger from the internet alone. I'm really lucky in my life. I'm ridiculously lucky. How has meeting Susan in person changed your relationship? I was actually warned, well, I don't know if warned is the right word, but like made aware of, it's a little bit of a different dynamic because generally when you're talking to somebody like in a long distance relationship over some communication channel, you guys are giving each other your full attention, and that doesn't always happen in real life. Oftentimes you guys are together, but the other person is giving their attention to something else, or you're giving your attention to something else, and that's just not something that you're quite used to. You just need to be ready for that. Unlike when you guys are video calling, you're not staring into each other's eyes and carrying on a single conversation for hours and hours and hours. How do you think having some of your life so public affects your ambition and mental health? I'm gonna be honest with you, it is a little bit weird when like you're trying to remember some memory in your personal life and you can't quite recall it, but then a stranger knows it better than you do. That is weird. And I definitely have not been as careful about sharing some stuff, especially in my younger years, than I should have been. A mistake I made a lot was, as Tomska put it best, telling stories that were not mine to tell. Like when I tell you a story about me being incredibly cringy, that's totally fine. You can laugh with me at my pain. But when I tell you a story about somebody else being cringy, I think that falls into the realm of bullying. And I really regret that back when I was younger. And never again, I'm sorry. So don't worry, if you're ever cringy around me, no one's gonna know. Will you have a family channel with Susan in the future? Honestly, probably not. Simply because like every story I tell now, I have my own consent to film it. And when Susan makes a video, she has her own consent. Whenever we collab, we consent. But I don't want to put minors, or anybody really, on the internet and broadcast their life to the complete public, everybody in the world, without them clearly understanding what's happening and able to process the effects that will have in their future life and enthusiastically consent to it. And I can't do that with kids. Maybe when they get older and if they clearly and passionately want to, then that's a different story. But when they're like little kids, I mean, I care about them. I've seen the negative effects that doing that can have, and that scares me, and I don't want that for anybody, really. That's also something I regret about the daily vlogging chapter, is I didn't do that nearly as well as I should have or wish I did now. Ugh, serious answer. What would it take to move back to NC? I mean, I've definitely thought about that, and honestly, it's probably going to happen simply because, like, housing out here is ridiculously expensive, and I'm very blessed for my current situation, but that's not always going to be the way things are. And I'm very grateful that my family and my North Carolina friends, like everything, my life was centered in the middle of like this tech hub, which that's the field I'll get into. So I mean, I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but there is a high chance. That means I gotta deal with humidity again. Ugh. Why did you start your YouTube channel?
I'm not sure exactly how long I'm gonna do this for, but stick around for the ride. It'll be interesting.
Originally, the goal was to like share my opinions about certain topics or certain news world events, but now it's shifted more into just being entertaining and being like a bright part of your day. I want to make you smile. If you really want to know my opinions on certain things, just look at my Twitter likes. If you could be president of your country for an hour, what is one thing that you would change? Where do I begin? Speaking of opinions, I truly believe that America was supposed to be a melting pot of all sorts of different cultures, and everybody, give me you're tired, you're ragged, you're poor, you're yearning to breathe free. So I would make immigrating here and becoming a US citizen super easy. And while I recognize that there are absolutely like security implications of that and a lot of precautions that will have to be taken, I truly do believe that the current situation and setup is fueled significantly more by xenophobia than we want to admit. What causes you stress in your life? Currently, these final exams, which I really should get back to right now, so I think I'm gonna wrap this up here. And if you have, I almost started going into the "Hey Chris" ending. If you have questions or need life advice, what do I say for the call to action for this video? Comment your opinions on the current state of U.S. immigration. I'll see you next week. Hopefully, a little bit more calm and relaxed than I am right now. And in the meantime, remember, as I have to tell myself right now, stay positive.